Hello, I'm Omri, and today we're doing some traditional painting exercises. And I may or may not have the reference viewable for you yet. I don't know if I want to keep it a secret till the end of the video. Or maybe you just saw that. Thinking where I want to start. I have so many good options. I'll start with this one. Doing it like a light and color and shading study today. I think it's important to always practice the basics. Nope, that's wrong. Okay, there we go. That's a nice rectangle. And then I'm gonna get the base color, or the mid-tone technically. I guess I could just make this one giant brush, but no, that's a good size. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna look around. Okay. So the backdrop doesn't actually. Okay, backdrop doesn't actually change hue that much. Pretty much the same. Thought this brush would be good, but maybe it's gonna make things a little difficult. I don't know yet. I'm not used to like traditional painting. I'm used to having layers. I've like forgotten how to do things all at one thing. I probably should have done the shadow first, actually. I could just layer it, I guess. Do like that. Yeah, I'll just draw through it. Then I'll start mixing the colors, and that will be useful for later. Be a little bit rounder. Here we go. Oop, not that way. Make that smaller. Coming around a little bit. Yeah, I really should have drawn the shadow first now that I'm thinking about it and trying to do it. A little off, but it's okay. I can just grab this color and just pretend that didn't even happen. Then go back here, fix that up. Maybe that looks nice. Okay. Then back to here to get the shape pack. I don't think I've ever actually done one of these in colors. Actually, I don't know how this is gonna go. Okay, so this is actually flatter than I made it out to be. My wrist just cracked. Hope it didn't show up in the recording. No, it's rounder, but it's flatter here. Great. I need to work on my ellipses. Probably could have drawn this out first, but it's too late for that now. I'm committed. I don't even know the proper terms for these. It's like the core shadow, the occluded, the occlusion spot, the dark side, and the light side. It doesn't really have a highlight. I don't think I have to really worry about that too much. But that's probably the easiest part of doing this exercise, so. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna clean up the edge a little bit. I do need to bring this further up. And I'm just gonna paint over that. The ball gets progressively bigger the more I work on it. Nope. Okay. I could zoom in, but that would actually be harder for me to edit in the long run. So I'm just gonna stay zoomed out like this. Be more of a challenge that way too. Fixed tracking, so I don't keep getting lost and go completely T-pose every time I try to lean. So that's a decent start. Now I got the rest of the background that I gotta do. Gonna carefully navigate around my nice circle and shroud it in some mystery. And actually don't need the, I don't think I actually need the reference for this because I think it's all the same hue. I think I said that before. I don't have to worry too much about getting the color just right. I can worry about that later. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And then transition here from dark to light. I really should have started with the shadow. It's a bit lighter. Show where the light is coming from. It's too light. I have my pen pressure like way up because I think I pressed too hard in general. I'm trying to train myself not to do that so much. Mm-hmm. I think I have like a bunch of different little bad art habits that I'm trying to get rid of, like erasing too much or drawing too many lines. Just gonna mix that up a little bit more. Push that up a little bit. You probably could hear that. That's pretty dark. Actually, might push that a little bit darker. I was in art class like way long ago, like a really good art class teacher that I had. His advice was always go darker. And what he meant was that is that people, or like you're doing art for the first time, especially doing like realistic art, you don't want to go too dark because it's hard to go back. But when you hold back on the darkness, you actually lose a lot of contrast and it ends up looking flatter and duller than it's supposed to be. So it's actually better to try to push it. Maybe I shouldn't have used such a soft brush. The little, what is it called? The aliasing around the edge. Yeah, kind of hard. I'll make it work. That's the occluded light. That's the light where there's no light. I think it's actually called the occluded shadow now that I'm saying it out loud. And not the occluded light. Or it is the occluded light, because the light, I don't know. It's either the occluded shadow because there's no light, or it's the occluded light because there's no light. It's one of those two. Okay, gonna fix the pink. I don't want to say the name in case I'm trying to keep it secret. I'll keep it a secret until the end. Unless you look at the tags, though, I'm probably gonna tag it with the name and just don't look at the tags. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that background. So here's the tricky part. It's mixing this blue, this pink. I'm going to try to look at the reference. See where the shadow goes. Okay, so it looks like from here to here is like a kind of desaturated purpley color. I'm just gonna paint that in real quick. Maybe it could be a little bit more purpley and a little bit more desaturated. Yeah, I've always actually wanted to do a bunch of variations of these, but I never got around to it. So I thought here was the perfect time to do this and learn about color and paint something that I love, which I hope you haven't peeked yet. To see what it actually is. I hope the short sample on YouTube also doesn't give it away. Oh, it's like trying to imagine the ball. So it's like if we put this string around the ball. That. But rounder. Maybe it goes up a little bit to the edge here. And then back around. It's like real painting. Every brush stroke you make messes up all the brush strokes you made previously. Like a crescent moon shape back here. So you keep that little sliver of pink. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the end, but it's helping me think. Helping me figure out where the edge is. Pull this back a little bit. Fix the edge. Got a little lumpy down here. It's not perfectly ball shaped anymore, but that's okay. I'm gonna soften it here. I made like 6 references, but I'm only gonna get to one today. I guess I was being overly optimistic about how fast I could do this. And there we go. No, it should be rounder. That is the one benefit of doing like on a canvas besides a tablet. Cause I have a very small tablet, a very small laptop, so I can't get those big, nice curvy strokes. I want it to be like that. I have an idea what to do with my references now. I post them somewhere so you can also practice. But I don't know where yet, so I don't want to say in case I change my mind. Yeah, this would have been better if I had like drawn this out first, but I didn't think about that. Here's where like the dark shadow is. I'm gonna take this. Maybe take this. Just blend in the side a little bit. So it's not so dramatic. I'm actually gonna bring it down a little bit because ambient light likes to bounce around to make things more difficult. So what's actually going like around the edge. It's not like straight. Not going as crispy. It's not as crispy as I'm drawing it. I don't want to spend too much time on these because they're just studies. Oh, now I'm zoning out painting. It's not what I want to do. I want to focus. Oh, I have to remember also I'm working with color, so I'm actually going to bring some of this blue back in. Back into the pink. Yeah, some of this lighter blue back in. Yeah, I'll make it a little bit lighter. I can see it a little better. Blend that in together. Make sure that the edge is still nice and crisp. You want a crispy, crunchy edge sometimes. And now I'm deciding I don't want that little pink sliver. I think it's a bit distracting. Okay, I think right now what's making it look not like the reference is that the top part is more blended. The hardest part is in the middle here, and I think I got that. Just wrap that around a little bit. There's like a softer, let's see. Okay. I had a little bit more red, so I can be more of a transition. And it's softer up here. Like being able to push the paint around like this. I probably is a better brush for this. I don't know if this is the best brush for this exercise. This is the brush I made me with. Highlight a little. I think that's too pinky. Because there's really no obvious highlight. No like spot highlight. I tried my best to recreate a sort of still life setup in Blender. I don't really know how well I did. I'll have to also look into brushes more. I don't know if this is the best one for this kind of thing. Definitely could be. Gotta work on my blending a little bit more. Technique. I don't want to spend too much time on this. And I'm sure I'll get better with each one I do, hopefully. Let me. Okay, that's much better. Okay, I had the wrong blending mode on, I think. And then that. Like they had to do one thing and then it didn't do that. Okay, this is much better. It was like getting really muddy. Now it's kind of nice not so mud. And yeah, that's it. That's how I feel better about myself. Nice and soft. Though I think you're supposed to do this with a hard edge. But don't tell anyone. Make that a little bit more bluish, that purple. Okay, and then I think the highlight is the light part is a little off. I think it should actually be up here. Gonna get a little bit more of that blue in there. And then there, I want to get back to that nice dark purple that I had and bring that over here. There we go. Now it looks like I know what I'm doing. Creep it over the edge so it's nice and round. Okay, let me see. I do use the little drop tool, which is kind of cheating, but it helps try to figure out what's the differences between the colors, because you think it's like, oh, this one's just lighter, but it's a different hue, and then when you think it's different hue, and actually no, it's the same color, just lighter. And I think it's really important for really good lighting to understand when the color changes and when it doesn't. For the hue, I mean. Because I think anyone could see the different values of color. Like, I think we're very, like, you could see when something's light and when something's dark, but the quality of the color, I think, is a lot harder to spot. And by quality, I mean hue. I don't want to confuse anybody. It's just this sort of transition area that I'm having trouble with. Maybe bring this up just like the side. Bring this white back. Spread that around. Light and shadow is always really difficult for me. But I kind of wanted to do this. Like, bring in a little bit of this. Like rim light here. I don't know if that's completely accurate, but I like the way it looks. Ooh. Yeah, to get this, like, really get the full benefit out of it, you do have to spend a lot of time with this. Darkest part of the shadow. It's like right here. It's also like right here. Here-ish. Maybe that's too dark. Because then there's like this. Doop, doop. Then I'm actually gonna make the ground lighter. I think that's what's throwing me off right now. And also, gonna add a little bit of the blue to the pink to make pink. Oh, I don't want to flatten it. Okay, starting to see what's happening. And go over that with pink. Go back over that with purple. No, I think I lost it. Go back like this. I think it's, I would start to see shadows as shapes. But for me right now, it's helping to see it as a series of lines. I don't really know how to explain that in a way that makes sense, but Or I guess instead of lines, I should say like strokes. I'm not really seeing it. Shapes thing always confused me because it's really hard to tell where some of the lines begin and end. So if I see it as different strokes instead, then I can actually paint like a real artist. I shouldn't be using the undo button. That's against the rules. Just don't tell anybody. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, and then this part's the really hard part, and you gotta make sure that you pay attention for this. Like not every people tend to overlook just how important this step is. Oh, I'm gonna get that just right. Let me make that a little bit more. And then maybe add like a little bit light for it to catch, or probably light would be this way. It's too light. Okay, yeah. Again, like, this is the most important part that you're gonna, like, people always stumble when they get to this part. You gotta add the little pink cheeks. And don't lose the values that laid out. You have to make sure the cheeks really look like they're there. You don't want to lose that roundness. You don't want to go pure black because that will actually take away from all the other colors. So you usually want to get like the darkest color and get close as you can to black, but not really black. So you gotta make sure the shape is right. It could be better, but that's good enough for now. Little lopsided. And you gotta remember those edges. Some are hard edges, some are soft edges, and this is a crispy edge. Also need to make that much bigger. Mm-hmm. Make a nice oval. Remember where you started with the little hole there? Make sure that still stands out. You want to always bring in the colors you already have. You don't want to introduce too many colors. Because technically I only started with 2. Okay. Remember, not too much. Just to reflect the light around it. And you know what? It helps to add a little bit of white. And get that highlight in there. Makes the darks look darker. Really, focuses your attention. clean it up a little. And there we go. That is the light and shadow exercise, painting or drawing exercise. And I didn't walk you through it at all. I just did it on my own with talking. Hopefully that's helpful. And I'll see you next time.